get boring. Go on, then. Why don't you think of a poison? I only believe in things you can see. If you can't detect it, there's a very good chance that it's not there. That's the sort of thing that got the ostrich where it is today. How much do you know about Hanamed? Only what I learnt from Madame Butterfly. Who? You know, what's her face? Cheerful Ching. She's Japanese, she's a doctor, and her name is Anna Shun. So what did she tell you? The whole spiel. Well, they're a multinational. Contract medical care, mainly in the Pacific Basin. Got a lot of big space contracts, I know. They do everything themselves. Build hospitals, train doctors, design equipment, make drugs, and exercise space. What's more, they feed, clothe, and house most of their employees, but I suppose that's par for the course in Japan.
I have your call, Mr. Ho.
Ah, good. Go ahead.
So, little Anna.
Honored President,
Have you solved our puzzle?
I have tried to dignify the company with my work.
And what did you find?
The computation of evidence suggests an unidentified toxin.
Indeed. And what is your advice?
It is not for me to advise.
All the same, I'm interested in your opinion.
It is suggested that ship and its contents should be destroyed.
Your opinion, Dr. Shun.
That is my opinion, sir.
In that case, it will be my opinion also. Good night, Anna.
Good night, sir.
What is your opinion, Doctor?
I was making a confidential report. It is impolite of you to intrude.
It's impolite of you to make a confidential report. Lights. We're supposed to be investigating this thing together.
The head of my company wished to speak with me.
Does he do that often?
No, I have never previously had the privilege.
No. I imagine he normally talks to somebody more senior. In fact, I'm rather surprised he didn't send somebody more senior. At least somebody with forensic. Does it strike you as odd that you were chosen for this job?
I do not question company decisions.
No. I imagine that's your star quality. Doctor, I'm sorry. There's something I want you to see. Do you know who this is?
Christina Jansen, the discoverer of Jagadale.
Which is marketed by?
The drug is marketed by Hanamed.
Hanamed, yes. They sponsor her research, they pay for her lab. Have done for years, right?
Yes, the company devotes excellence. She's a most brilliant biochemist.
She was your most brilliant biochemist. She's dead now.
Oh, no. It's not true.
She committed suicide. Extraordinary enough, it was the same day that Pluto 5 came back in that she broke off contact with the outside world. 2 days later, she killed herself. Well, if you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. We have the body in Moonbase Mortuary.
Why did she do it?
I have no idea. But when I found her, she was sitting up with the heating full on. She died instantly. Now, does that remind you of anything? Because I know what it reminds me of. And Hanamed is the common denominator.
It's not my concern. My work's finished here.
And my work is just becoming more interesting.
I'm not a detective.
And I don't work inside Hanamed, that's why I need you to help me.
Commander Spring, many people underestimate Japanese women. We are gentle, but not feeble. You cannot force me to cooperate.
You don't know what I want you to do yet.
You want me to turn against my company?
Oh, so you do think the company might be at fault?
No.
So what killed these people, Anna?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, you used to know. What was it, invisible toxins?
Yes. Yes.
Well, let's see, shall we? I have some of it here. Now, this came from Pluto 5. I'm not allowed to open this because it's contaminated with something which is so deadly it can kill a man before he can stand up. Do you believe that, Anna?
Please be careful.
Do you?
Don't
do you believe that? We're still here now. we're still here. Now, there's an explanation for what happened on Pluto 5. Christina Janssen must have worked that out because she killed herself exactly the same way. Now, why was that? Was it guilt? Was that survey crew unwittingly involved in some kind of experiment?
I will not. I cannot help you.
You can find out what Christina Janssen's research was.
I refuse to betray the trust that my company...
Honor, betrayal, trust. What is all this? It is frightened of embarrassing your ridiculous company.
They are my family.
They're using you.
As you are. Let me go now.
Well done, Spring.
Do I use people, Box?
How long an answer do you want?
Brief.
Well, be more specific.
Do I exploit people unfairly?
Is it possible to exploit people fairly?
Box, I am doing this for psychotherapy. I don't want a lesson in semantics.
You have said before that you can't make an omelette without breaking eggs.
Or cookery.
It is part of your job to make people act against their natures. The technique you use is a matter for your own conscience to decide.
I don't know. It just seems that since Lee died, I've become less sensitive, more mechanical. What do you think?
I don't see being mechanical as anything to be ashamed of.
Thank you, Box. That's all. Good night, Box.
This is through the brain. It shows thrombosis of all the main arteries. No necrosis. Next. Yes, this is the mid-thoracic section. It's huge emboli in both pulmonary veins. Next. This is through her heart. It shows total obstruction of all three vessels. No infarction. There wasn't time for the tissue to die.
Look, I'm sorry to put you through this.
I'm sure she would have done the same for me.
Yes. So what's the diagnosis?
There is no diagnosis. It's not in the textbooks. All the blood in her body clotted, just like that.
Well, what could have caused it?
The human body was designed to function in normal gravity. When you take that away, who knows what happens? I mean, we know the blood thins, we know the bones thin, we know you get a couple of inches taller. What else happens? No one's been out here long enough to find out.
What makes blood clot?
Injury, prostaglandins, platelet activator, some hormones.
Heat?
Severe heat.
41 degrees?
No, that wouldn't do this.
What about tablets?
What kind of tablets?
Iron tablets.
No. Why, do you have a theory?
No, not anymore. But Alex, I have to tell you, I do think this was some kind of suicide.
I pray that it wasn't. She was my friend. If she was depressed enough to commit suicide, I should have known and noticed it earlier. If I had, maybe somehow I could have prevented it.
Now, don't think like that.
It's impossible not to think like that.
I know it's the fastest way to drive yourself crazy. The Secret Service killed the only woman I ever cared for. Perhaps if I hadn't been thousands of miles away, I could have prevented that.
You're right, it's pointless. Besides, I still don't accept that Christina killed herself. What did she have to be depressed about?
About whatever she was researching for Hannibal. I think it was linked to the Pluto 5 disaster.
Hey, wait a minute. Slow down, Nathan. Christina Jansen was my Sunday school teacher's role model. If the woman was any nicer, she'd have wings.
Oh, yeah, remember Dr. Patton? He was supposed to be one of the good guys.
What, so you're telling me all scientists are bent?
I'm just saying that most scientists are broke. And money is to science what politics is to police work. Davis, I thought I told you not to do that in here.
Yeah.
Look, how long are you going to keep this
Just
stuff
till
up?
Saturday, then this heap of junk goes in a max driver.
What's so special about Saturday?
It was my medical reassessment. I failed. I get sent back to work. Sorry.
Okay. So what does Christina Jansen do when the lights go out?
Well, Anna could have told us that, but she's already gone back Earthside.
Thought you were going to talk to her.
I did.